Just get your reaction to the pairings and that bracket you're in, which looks pretty loaded to everybody.
Yeah.
Go from
When you get in the national tournament, you're going to play really good teams. And it's just great this time of year to be a part of it. We're really excited.
Yeah, how is Kel doing, and do you expect him to play in that first game on Thursday?
Yeah, he's made great progress. We played Thursday. We were off Friday. We were on the runway till like 1 a.m. It was the weirdest thing. We like all type of computer issues on the plane or whatever. We were going to be off Friday anyway, just because playing 2 games in a row. And the number one priority for everybody on our team this weekend, although we got together, we practiced every day. When I say practice, it was very much film. It was teaching things, walked through a lot of things, did skill, got a lot of shots up. But the number one priority was getting guys healthy. This time of year, everybody's nicked up. Wish we could have played all the way till the championship game, but since, we finished playing on Thursday, a lot of guys got nicked or have been nicked up. So we'll get back to full-fledged, full-speed practice today with 3 days to prepare. Didn't know going into last night whether you were going to have 4 days or 3 days, whether you were going to play Friday or Thursday. So he made great progress last week, and, we'll see how the next couple of days of practice go.
Yes, what stands out to you in scouting this South Florida team for the first time?
I mean, they're really good. They're red hot. They've won, I believe, 14 of 15 games. I believe they've won 10 or 11 consecutive games. They have the conference player of the year, the conference defensive player of the year, the conference newcomer of the year. They are top 5 in the country in offensive rebounding. They have 2 of the best three-point shooters in the entire country. They have 2 guys that have made over 100 threes. They play very fast. They're extremely dangerous, and a team that's, like I said, red hot and playing their best basketball at the right time of the year.
How about where your team is, Pat? Are you pleased with where you are? Is this, going into the season, did you expect this to be where you are? I know you couldn't anticipate Mikael Brown getting hurt, but just your overall feelings about it.
Yeah, here we are in March. Selection Sunday was last night, and our name was called, and we got a chance to compete in the greatest spectacle in American sports. So, very fortunate in back-to-back years to be playing in the NCAA Tournament. And, I like where our guys are at. Overall, team health, we're doing really well. Like I said, the last couple days have given us a good opportunity to really get everybody healed up and firing on all cylinders as we go into the tournament this week. So,
What do you like best about this team going in?
about the team we're playing or our team?
Your team.
I've
What do you like
told
best?
you guys all year long. I love our team, the makeup. It's a veteran team that's battle tested this year and throughout their career. We have a ton of guys with tournament experience. Got tough guys that compete, and I think we're extremely dangerous on the offensive end, and we play our butts off on the defensive end as well.
Pat, regardless of if you have Michael or not this upcoming NCAA tournament, how pleased were you to see that in the ACC tournament you saw down the stretch, final few minutes of both ACC tournament games, that you saw Ryan Conwell really take a step forward and make winning and clutch plays?
Yeah, Ryan's really been doing that his entire career. He's a winner. He's been a winner everywhere he's been. He's one of our go-to guys. He's extremely reliable. So, like you said, in crunch time and in big moments, he did really good things for us those last couple games. But I think he's been very consistent with that throughout his career in being a big game guy and being a go-to guy.
I know by now. Oh, I'm sorry.
When it comes to the NCAA tournament, obviously it's what everybody's aiming for. Is there a process or a system that you use when you do arrive on the site to kind of get the guys used to, okay, this is the big dance, this is the venues, or something that you go through to kind of get the starstruck stuff out of the way?
Well, we're fortunate in that a lot of guys have tournament experience on our team, so they've been through it before. Night in, night out, we play on a big stage under big lights in the conference that we're in. The ACC tournament, it's a spectacle, right? It has that NCAA tournament feel where you have the protocols. It's one of the reasons we played the Baylor game several weeks ago, so we had that tournament feel as well. So it's not like I'm taking a bunch of guys like they're on their 8th grade trip to the nation's capital. You know what I mean? Like they've kind of been there and done that, and I don't think they're going to walk in there all wide-eyed. They know this is a big stage under big lights, and we're playing an extremely dangerous team that's firing on all cylinders, and they'll have a great seriousness of purpose to them.
Yeah, Pat, by now I know you're a next game guy, but how much have you looked at the bracket to see the other teams and so forth?
I mean, like the rest of college basketball fans and stuff like that, the selection show, you see the stuff pop up and you see who you're playing. That's the most important thing. And then you see who else, is in your bracket. Like, I'd be lying to say I don't glance at that stuff, but I don't pay it any mind because none of it matters unless you can get past that first opponent, that first game, and we play a really good opponent.
Besides Michael, how is the rest of the team doing health-wise?
Good. I feel good about where we're at.
What was your biggest takeaway from that trip to Charlotte? To be able to come up with the big win against SMU, and then to be able to, you guys fought hard down the stretch at the end of the game against Miami, and just came up a little short. What was your biggest takeaway from that?
That our guys battled. It's you asked the question, so I have to tell you. Obviously, there's no moral victories or anything like, hey, we did this well, but we didn't advance, and that was the ultimate goal, and we fell short of that. But I felt our guys competed and they battled.
Coach Zoo has really come on at the end of the season, getting more playing time starting.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like he's like a spark plug for the team. What's he bring to the team?
Yeah,
when he comes
just
out there?
that. Spark plug is the way you termed it. I think that's a really good way to describe it. He, as we all know, he just wears his emotions on his sleeve. He plays so passionately. He has such a seriousness of purpose in everything he does every single day. You can just count on he's going to bring that energy, and he's done a good job for us. And I'm pleased to see the progress he's made throughout the season.
Yeah, last year the seeding was kind of a big surprise to a lot of people. Was 6 about where you thought you'd end up this year?
That seemed like going into Selection Sunday where it was going to be from, all the prognosticators and things like that. So that was kind of about what I thought it was going to be.
You feel like you talked a lot about beefing up your schedule and so forth. You feel that paid dividends for you?
I think so. If you look at the things that supposedly they used to measure the metrics, the net, things like that, I think we were in a really good spot, and I think some of that had to do with the way we scheduled.
Anything else for Coach Kelsey?
Have you ever been to Buffalo, New York? First time?
It's funny. Back in the day, like when I was at Xavier and we were in the A-10 with St. Bonaventure, so I'd been to Olean quite a few times, and you flew into Buffalo. But I've never been there to, like, play a game or anything. I know the famous Louisville Cardinal, Eric Woods, probably really excited we're going up there. He's a Buffalo Bills legend, I guess you could say. I'm very well aware of how much pride the people of Buffalo have for Buffalo. I mean, it's because when you talk about the Bills, I mean, it's Bills Mafia. I mean, it's almost kind of like the way Green Bay is. I mean, it's just the fabric of the town is their sports teams, whether it's the Sabres, who are having a really good season as well, or the Bills, which is, they're building that unbelievable stadium. But I just grew up a huge Cincinnati Bengals fan, and we just had so many wars in the 80s with Jim Kelly and all those guys. And so, yeah, very well aware. I'm talking about the success that their sports teams are having and talking in such glowing terms about the city, so maybe we could have a few extra fans rooting for the Cardinals up there.
Just one more from me. It feels like you talk so much about how Javon is just like such a leader for this team, and it feels like he's really been playing some of his best basketball of the season of late.
Yeah.
What about, like whether it be like the matchups or just kind of how he's approaching it in general has kind of led to him, seeing such success here down the stretch? And does it feel like, this is kind of like the end of the road for him? Do you kind of feel like he has like that extra sense of urgency as you see him kind of get ready for these last however many games there'll be remaining?
Yeah, he's playing really well. You guys hear me talk all the time just about the way about him, his approach, his professionalism. And then if you just look at the trajectory of his career from, being at Northeastern that first year where he never played, and it's well documented, and he talks about it, and he's very proud of it, going the junior college route, and how he had to grind through a lot of tough times, and how Hank Plona, who was his junior college coach, who's now the coach at Western Kentucky, who's like a father figure to him, really helped redirect his life, both from a basketball and from a personal standpoint. And then he just continues to climb. He went to Colorado. He had good success the first year, and then even more success the next year. And then he came here. He was a huge part of the Revival team last year, and obviously he's a major cog in this year's team and a phenomenal leader. So it's just one of those examples that you can tell future players just about, your regimen and hard work and keeping your nose down and continuing to work and to see the fruits of that labor. So it's been fun to watch.
Pat, obviously not having Michael plays a huge role, but what do you think has been the biggest difference in this team over these last few games where you've started Zoo and you've started to see him get a little bit more comfortable as time has gone on?
Yeah. So obviously, when a player goes out, your minutes change, your lineup change, your roles change a little bit, and so you see guys step up, guys emerge, and Zoo is definitely one of those guys that's just done a great job for us. And you look at the SMU game, we don't win that game without him. He gave us not only how he gets us off to a good start, but he gave us huge minutes in game. So although he's a new player here, he's looked at as a leader, mostly because of example and just how hard he goes in everything he does. So it's been good to see, and I'm proud of him. And it's just one of those stories, too, and I always talk about stories you can tell future players, because he could have been down on his luck and felt sorry for himself, and pouted, and just said, hey, woe is me, this is my role, and this stinks. But he didn't. Kept a great attitude, kept working, was a great teammate, and stepped up here late in the season.
Anything else for Coach Kelsey? All right, thanks, Coach.
You guys good? You came all the way over here, so
That,
whatever you need.
That,
Is this
that
a off?
town you mentioned, up there in New York, and that's where their coach is from. South Florida's coach is from that town.
He's from Olean?
Yeah, I mean,
So Mark Schmidt, who just retired, announced his retirement, has been the coach at St. Bonaventure for a long, long time, and is a good friend of mine. He was an assistant at Xavier when I played there, so I knew Smitty for a long time. So I have that connection to
Yeah.
Olean, but I didn't know that.
yeah, I just kind of happened to look at that last night just to see where he's from. I was like, oh, he
We-
might have it.
We've named a couple.
Decent contingent
We've
there.
named a couple plays that Mark Schmidt gave me after St. Bonaventure. So the Riley Center is where they play their games, and one of our plays is called Riley because of it. We kind of got off topic there a little bit.
Can you tell us what that play is?
Cannot do that.
You have to call you.
But Brian's done an unbelievable job. You kind of talk about, the Javon's journey
Yeah.
through the junior college route. That's how Brian came up. He wasn't handing anything and did it the hard way and had a lot of success and, became a very successful assistant. And now he's had his opportunity the last several years as a head coach, both at Arkansas State and here at South Florida. I just love those type of stories where guys just grind. And, he's truly grinded. So we got our work cut out for us. It's going to be a really tough game.
And then one thing I meant to ask was just thoughts on the documentary so far. I feel like that should have been during the press conference, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. They started it 3 years ago, and just through dumb, weird connections in Charleston of these people that are all in that profession, they approached me about it, and it was like, because you're out there, man. You're on Front Street,
Yeah.
and I'm not for everybody. I'm a little bit of a different bird, I guess you could say. So I think people getting a peek behind, on the sideline when I'm here in front of you guys, try to be as professional as possible, but I get a little crazy sometimes behind the scenes. The miracle of the whole thing is that they got my wife to get on camera, because that is so far beyond what she's comfortable doing. We had this thing last night at my house, and we just decided to do Selection Sunday at my house, just like kind of like a small intimate setting. And I let Lisa know like 12 hours before we're doing it, like one of those things. Not quite 12, but close. And boom, 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 boom. I mean, she just works her butt off. And then they announce, the thing, and everybody stands up, and the documentary crew's there. And then I got to get up in front of everybody to give a speech. So I get up there, and I'm, thanking the mailman and thanking, the manager and the little kids and this person, the wives of the assistants, how much they sacrifice. And I get up there and I don't say I don't thank my bride, I'm serious, man. Like your mind's spinning, you're going a million miles an hour. That's no excuse. But like, she didn't sleep for like 2 days from the time we get back, and puts that thing together, and it was phenomenal. She's going to kill me for saying this, but like when they walked out, I said, baby, I love you so much, and we're in this together, and let's enjoy where we are right now, and getting ready to get on an airplane, fly somewhere around the country to play in the national tournament. Like, don't blink, never delay gratitude, be present. And we're excited about this opportunity, man. We're going to have a couple great days of practice. We're going to go up there and play our butts off. And just to be a part of this spectacle is pretty special.